Now I want to explain the design of the new communities. In South Miami, there was a hurricane several years ago, destroyed many buildings. Today they warn you, there's a hurricane coming in 3 hours. Everybody gets in their car, where the hell do they go? They don't know where they're going. This building here is designed as a shelter. We will make many of these. No hurricane can pick up an inverted cone. There's no flat roof to suck up. This is a turbine that's turned by the hurricane. That keeps your food in the refrigerator going. All the lights. Usually during a hurricane there's a blackout, so all your food spoils. This is designed for hurricanes. But during the week, it's recreation. So we will put these all through the West Indies, no cost, all through Florida. Different places where people go. There's tornadoes that are ripping houses to pieces all over the country, and the congressmen don't know what to do. Do you understand this?
Yes.
If we built this, there is no problem. Now, we've also designed buildings where the roof doesn't come off, like this. So we will design windows that are shatterproof. In other words, instead of saying, you know, be careful, do this, we build it in. You do understand this. Now let me describe the city. This represents a typical city during the early stages of the Venus Project. This building system has to do with public health. That's food, nutrition, surgery, medicine, everything. If you work here, you can live here if you choose to. You don't have to. You can live anywhere. But if you live here, it's convenient. The way the plants are arranged, you can't see another building. They're like this area. You understand? Yes. Beautiful plants and lakes and ponds and streams. We only design 1/8 of the system and reproduce it. Instead of each architect designing every damn building, that cuts cost. Now, if you build suburbia today, the way you build it, all these houses all over the place, you have to drive that way, take your kid to school, that way for shopping.
Inefficient.
It's chaos. New York City is one gigantic hunk of chaos. Oh, you can learn to love it too, if that's all you've ever known. So in this city, everybody's the same distance from the center building. This is a library. Before the public library, women marched to get a library built, and they had rotten eggs thrown at them. Reason? They felt if you give books to people free, they wouldn't buy books from bookstores. But they got the library in eventually. And people read a little bit, and they bought more books than ever because they knew more. Here we have free access to cameras. Anyone in the city can check out a camera just like you do a book. You use it for a month, or then you return it to the camera center in your neighborhood. Reason for returning it is they keep it in key shape. So here you can check out a violin, saxophone, drums, just like a library. If you make things available, it's cheaper. No cuts crime, high percent, and envy. Guy looks at your saxophone, boy, I sure wish I can afford that. He can. He doesn't need to own it, all he wants is the use of it. So these are access centers. Do you understand that? In the middle building, you have dental care, medical care, shopping, child care. This way you have to go that way to the dentist, that way to the doctor. There are hospitals, everything you need for all these people in the center. The whole community hires 4 automobile mechanics, so anything goes wrong is maintained by a community for a few cents a day, but they get a good income. Everybody lives well, but nobody exploits anybody else. If you get a root canal, bad infection in your tooth, I can make $1,500 fixing that up. If he bangs into your car, somebody makes $1,000 straighten out the dent. If you make your car of memory material, when you dent it, it comes back out. The people that straighten out things will hate your guts in a money system. In a non-monetary system, everything's okay. Do you understand me?
I 100% understand. Not only that, but I believe that that is destiny. That is our future. The question is how do we
you get those
people?
films out there. And of course, Roxanne and I can't do it alone. We need you We need your camera. We need those films out there. It's a big job. Either you take it on or you go to hell. I mean, we're driving downhill now. We're moving. I'm against the space program. You may not even imagine that. But I'm afraid of any one nation going out there. Because sooner or later you have nuclear weapons. You don't need airplanes. You just drop them where you want to. I'm afraid of that. First, I'd like to see all nations learn how to live together in peace, then we go out on a joint venture.
Some people say that it's going to take World War III to wake people up and say, you know, we've had enough of war. Look at how much we've destroyed ourselves, our environment. You know,
there can't be another war. We won't be able to live anymore.
No, I
a big major. So forget about that. The question is, how do you prevent war?
By
the transition works so that everyone, every city, has access to whatever. We have the resources. Now, let me tell you something. There's such a thing as a shortage sometimes. Now, we blockaded Germany so they couldn't get to Sumatra and couldn't get rubber. So they invented synthetic rubber. The Germans were technically trained. So we will give every research lab assignments of making materials that we're short of.
Who runs it? Who runs the organization?
In the beginning, we have the Department of Agriculture. They maintain the agricultural system, but not based on their opinion, based on the size of the population. They tell us how much farm area we need. Then the medical department tells them what nutrition is needed, because we need vitamin A, vitamin B, because the agriculture department doesn't know that. So the medical department is not a boss. They merely say there's 4,000 people in the city, this is what they need.
Right.
So there's no more opinions. What do you think? What do you know about that? So our buildings are insulated, photoelectric cells on the roof. That's by the electrical engineering department to outfit and support, say, 32,000 people. Whatever the problem is, it's no more based upon some guy putting his own thing in there.
Right.
No more of that.
Based upon need, based upon matching the resources.
Surveys, global survey. Now, no one runs anything. Like the head of the electrical engineering department is just a guy that says, we need new electric lines in this area. Where did he get it? From the survey department. So the electric lines are breaking down here. Do you understand? So there's no more self-aggrandizing positions. You can't pay off anybody because there's no money.
Right.
So I can't get my brother-in-law a better job than your job. Everybody is well off.
Right.
So the basis of corruption is money, scarcity. So we eliminate scarcity. The transition between now and then are going to have problems.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about that. Till we get to the first base. We're going to build the first city, maybe in Ecuador or Brazil, I don't know where, but I'll build it anywhere. I have no national loyalty.
Right.
My loyalty is to the earth and all the people on it. I don't care where you're coming from. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
But you say, I'm an American, I'm proud of it. I'm a Spanish, I'm proud of it. Italiano, See, no good. You're separating people.
I'm human. We're human. We're human together.
Yes, this is what the Venus Project.
This is
The
what
Venus
the future is
Project is not about architecture. It's about a way of thinking. Because nobody moves into the city. First, they're oriented. Don't let that scare you. Oriented means they're told where the access centers are, how the city works, and why it's built this way. Just like when you fly an airplane, you have to be put in an aviation environment.
Have you gone to different nations and say, here are my plans for a city. Do you want to build it?
Go to who?
Nations or...
Yeah, yes, I've been invited to Dubai, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They moved from a hand tool economy 10 years ago to a modern place. They called me and they sent email and they said, we want you to come to Dubai. I said, what for? To design new cities, a World's Fair, and the tallest buildings in the world. So Roxanne and I went there.